Hello YouTube. In this video I'm going to show you how to make a paternoster type elevator in Minecraft. So let's get started. I've loaded up a super flat world just to make this easier to understand. What we're going to do, it consists of redstone, mostly redstone. First thing you're going to need to do is build a clock. So I'm going to get my necessary parts I need to do so. You also need pistons as well. We also need to build a shaft way for these things. I'll use those. I need one of them. In fact, if I move that, keep all my redstone bits on this side, then I need stone. I just prefer to use stone. Obsidian. This stops the, for some reason it stops the blocks that I use for the cabins being pushed through the wall for some reason. I don't know why that happens. I also need these. These act as your chain. These resemble your chain in the lift. So that's why I'm going to use those. And for the cabins, I use where is it? Nice white block of quartz. Okay. So I haven't got everything I need. Things. I'm just going to move away from those. Right. We're going to decide what we need first. What do I want this to be? Because this can only go up to, I think it's, I've got a maximum of about 3 stops. I think this can do 4 if you don't have the thing sort of going under the floor, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to make it a 3 stop. 3 floors, yeah. So that's 1 floor. Two floors. And your 3rd floor. To make this really easy, it's actually quite simple. Actually, to make this better, I've actually messed up a little bit here. I do need to have a little bit of space for my obsidian. I just remembered that. Not too much of a fail though. So what I'm going to do, because I just remember this is a super flat world, so I can't bury the drive system. But what I can do is do something like this. That'll give me a place to place my pistons, which is what I need to be able to do. So I'm going to build something like this first, like a platform type thing, and then I'll add another set of stops on the top, another set of floors on the top there. So that would become our 3. I'll also need to extend the back out a little bit just for the drive system. just for the clock. But oops. Mistake number 1. Do not drop your building materials. Okay. Having built that, let's build the clock. The clock is a simple thing. I'm going to just extend it out a bit further. I don't know why, but I feel I need a bit more room here. The thing with redstone is that you don't want any kind of short circuits, otherwise it won't work very well. So we start off with a block. Actually, that might be the wrong way. So we start off with a block. I'll just move the block up 1. Goes that one. No, go the other way. That's it. Getting trolled by it there. Then we have another block. I'm going to put it there. Those two are connected with redstone. And this is where our torches come in. So we connect the torch there, that gives us our power there. And we'll connect that there. This should, if I've got it right, equal a clock. Trying to make this thing as small as possible. No, I've got that round the wrong way. I was thinking, I wonder why that wasn't making sense. Now it makes sense. We put a block in front of there. I have done this on 2 before, but I can't remember how I did it. So that goes like that. And effectively what you should have is a clock like this. That's it, that works. That makes our lift run. The next thing we need is to set our pistons up. So we have to determine which is up and which is down. So if we're going to make this side the up side, this is where we need our obsidian. This side's our down side. See what that does is it pushes the cabins or the blocks across. Okay, here we go. now we need our obstacle. This effectively acts as like a limit to stop the cabins being simply pushed to one side, and we need one there as well. At the top it's the same story. I keep pressing Q and I keep dropping that. For this we need a control here and a control here. This is our outputs, so our pistons there. As you can see what happens there, so if I did that and then I were to take see, we've got our pistons that run. Now this is why I use a switch, because I can now switch the I can now switch all that off. It looks like it's going dark, so please excuse that. I can change it. I think this is how you do it. Yep, that's it. We now no longer have any dark. Good. So we can see what we're doing. Right. Or you can see what I'm doing, yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to first do is not do that. I'm going to build this up. So we come to what I call the overheads. And this is effectively just a mimic of the other side, so it's a bit like a mirror image. So all this does, I might have built this a little bit taller. This is like the very top of the lift shaft itself. But I might go up just a little bit higher, just one more. And drop one in there, that's good. Now you're thinking, well, how do I get power up there with redstone? Well, I'll show you. A very simple and effective way without running huge traces along the back of the shaft, or any more than you need to. I mean, there's a lot of videos on YouTube that show this, but they show you the sort of more complicated way of running the power to it, and it really isn't. They also show you that it's actually quite wide. Although it does work, it doesn't exactly look like a paternoster lift when you're looking at it. So I'm going to show you one that does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a block at the top here in line with this, and there's going to be a piston there. In fact, I could even bring this down one actually, so it aligns with the top there. I mean, it doesn't matter if it overruns a little bit. In actual fact, it adds to the realism. But just to make sure that this actually does work, which it does on my other biomes that I've made, so should be no reason why it shouldn't now. So okay, we have our clock, we have our start of our redstone, which I've got to put a trace back in here. Now I'm going to show you how to get power to the top. This is actually easier than you think. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to build a tower to the top of the top. Let's level with that thing, and then every one I'm going to knock out and put a torch, a redstone torch on. And then finishing with that one on top. And what I can do is I can run additional power out to my redstone torches. So when I run the clock, it should flash. Hang on, have I specialed it? Let's try that again. What we should get is a flash. This should flash. So hang on. I've got a Houston. I think I've got a problem. Oh yes, I have. I did that wrong. So this is what I was supposed to have done. Not on the bottom there like that. What I did wrong is the so I placed it on the bottom of the aforementioned thing, so that when so I've got to go back and correct all this now. So what happened was I was supposed to place the torch on the block and I didn't. So it's a stupid error in my case, but not a big problem that I can't fix. Okay. So we'll do that. So now when we put torches up, you'll notice they flash all the way to the top. And that's how you transmit power to the top without running huge great lanes of redstone in a zigzag pattern all the way up the back. So this is part of what you need to do. What I'm now going to do in fact I didn't even need that one all the way up there. That's a good thing. It also needs a controller, the same as at the bottom. And this side also needs a controller. So you place one there, and if you notice, it's a lot simpler than running huge great zigzags of redstone. and it just looks better as well. So how I put the cabins in, this is my way of doing it. So I'll go 1, 2, 3. I may also just remove that while I put the cabins in. It just makes things a bit easier. The fun part's tuning it up. Once you've got the cabins in, you've got in it, then just adjust your controllers. These controller things here to so that the thing will actually clock 1, 2, 3. I'm just counting them out just so you know what's what. If you've got a problem like this where you can't get a block on, like a gate, because sometimes it doesn't want to do it, you can do it like this. You just place a block there and it allows you to put a gate there. Now you notice the fourth one might have 4 of these instead of 3. That's just, don't press that button and drop your thing. And it's getting dark again, so I might have to do a time set just to keep it daylight. But the fourth one may have 4 instead of 3. That's an inherent design thing with this. It's not a problem. I've noticed another design flaw. This piston's supposed to go higher. Captain Special. Okay. The idea is that when it's pushed across, it will actually go across. So, okay, so we've fixed that. I noticed the inherent problem there. And I know you're probably going to point it out on the comments. Yes, I was a dumbass. Yes, I made a mistake. The other thing I do, okay, so we've got our 4. Right, I'm going to put this last one in and then I'll do a time set and get us back onto daylight so you can see what the hell is happening here. Oops. Do you know what I forgot to do? Double slash. And I got the command wrong. Okay, I fail. It worked first time round, but don't worry, you can see what's going on here. You can see it pushes it across. I'm just going to check the bottom ones now, make sure I haven't specialed it again. I haven't, so okay, it's just the top. Right. Now if you've got this sort of problem where you've got the piston now up higher, just do that. should still work the same way. Hold on, it isn't. I think if I remember rightly what I did in my other one as I went round this way, so there's a, I'll put another block there. Here we go. Put another block there. So it's two levels. And then it's just a case of that. Then if you've got this happening, like you can see these doors have closed, these gates, what you can do is you get these redstone torches, place one in there, I find it helpful to place one in here, and one in there, and that stops that happening. Now when I start the clock and I put this redstone back, you notice not a lot's happening. That's because it now needs tuning to work. So what we need to do is put on these things until we get it to clock. But you can also adjust these. If you're having trouble with the cabins, as you see what just happened there, you can always try removing one. See, this is the fun part, getting this whole thing tuned. So you can adjust those as well. So what I'm going to do is show you the other way that I do things. So we now know everything's working. So I'm going to take these cabins out. I'll show you the other way to fit the cabins in. With everything running, since now you've determined that you've got sufficient power and there's nothing wrong with your piston configuration, everything moves sideways the way it should do. This is the way I fit the cabins. It's a lot easier and quicker. Not like that. So you let it push its. Now I don't open those; they open themselves. Okay, so that's how that works, and then you bring another block of quartz in, not like that. There. Then 1, 2, 3, so it's every third one, then a block of quartz. So keep doing that. I'm going to go around the front just to clear that out of the way. Okay, let's try that again. So we've got a third one, a third one there. You can notice they go up, and they're starting to come down as well, which is good. That means we've got everything in tune. Now one more of these. Right, now if you've seen what's happened here, it stopped. And why has it stopped? It's because of this. You have to play with these settings. Because this top one stopped. There you go. The lift is now going round. Now, to finish this off, we need to fill the shaft way, because obviously it would not be good getting into a lift that's effectively an open shaft. So I will have to move these up one. Ride this thing. I reckon this will probably be a 2-stop rather than a 3. It is, yeah, this is a 2-stop. But the principle is exactly the same. However high you make it, I think it's 3 maximum. Well, I've effectively made a 2-stop here because I've blundered on this bottom half. But yeah, the principles are the same. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this back so you can see what it looks like when it's fully completed. And if you want to extend it up, it's actually relatively easy. I've actually got too many of these in. You can extend this up really easily. And that's how you make a paternoster lift on Minecraft a relatively easy way. Okay, let's make it so I can get up to this thing. And on the next video I will show you what it looks like in an actual situation where I've put it into a building. Yes, you can actually go. You can override it as well. Sometimes you fall out, but you can override it as well. I'm going to just add another section of floor here. Okay. I'm going to go up. I will have to add a floor here as well. Otherwise I can't get on the other side to come down again. But effectively that's what it looks like. This is I've made this a 2 floor lift rather than I was going to make it a 3. Originally I said to make it a 3, but for some reason I made a little bit of a goof when putting this thing together, and it actually is just a 2 stop, but the principles are exactly the same. Let's go all the way back here so we can see it. And I'm going to just knock out these extra ones just so you can see what it looks like when it's going over the top. I suppose you could turn this into a 3. You just have to remember that the pistons are in the way. So if I put some it just makes it virtually impossible to go down, that's all. Because the moment you go back up, you're going to you can jump down into it, which is another good thing. You're going to instantly be like going over the top, which can be bizarre. Yeah, I suppose yeah, it is a 3, just about. But you can put the pistons up higher, so it will become a true 3 stop or 3 floor lift. And that's it. That's how you make a relatively simple paternoster lift in Minecraft. Please rate, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching.